Hello YouTube and welcome back to TPT. My name is Shuti and I've got another deck profile from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro Series tournament from Format Library. Today I've got one of my favorite decks of this format actually, um, which was piloted by Blabb, and he got third place. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right. My name is Blabb, Julian, and yeah, I played Scraps.
Uh, Now to my first question: why did you play Scraps in the tournament?
I think it's a really solid deck, and it's one of my favorite decks in Providence format. This is the format before Tengu format, and I think it's a really solid pick in this format as well. So yeah.
Well, I know, actually, I know that both of our scrap builds are inspired by Evan Vargas,
Yeah.
but you decided to change the build up a bit. A couple of questions. First, I see you played three dualities and three upstarts. What's the reason for that? Especially when you consider that the scrap deck is a bit more beatdown oriented.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a mid-range deck, but yeah, it's more on the control side. Yeah, I like. Well, it's pretty obvious that I like my decks more consistent, and so I play triple duality and triple upstart. Um, yeah, and I think Vargas also played triple duality. You can make it work pretty nicely into the deck because you like normal summon one card, sit on like back row and stuff like Maxi and Veiler, and yeah, and for example, if you like want to make a push and you have like that cards like duality in the hand, you can you always have the option to like to set the duality and pop it with your scrap dragon, for, for example, yeah. And to the upstart, I really like this card. In other formats, I realized that like in most of the decks, because you want to draw your best cards, it's like always good to like play 37. And in testing, it didn't really like matter that that you give your opponent life points, in my opinion, at least. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Then to my next question, why did you play only double Chimera? Because I thought this card was kind of like the wolf bug of the deck, so it was actually quite good to draw into it, especially with your consistency cards.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one. Even Vargas played three. The reason was because I um, wanted to fit the triple upstarts. I had to cut cards, and it's weird to say because you only see like 10 real monsters, or like with the two search cards is like 12. But you're really drawn to like multiple um, 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 monster cards because you go through your deck with triple upset and triple duality. So like you want to draw like two monsters, and you do that with this ratio. And with two Chimera, you don't really want to draw it or really open the card that much because you don't really normal summon this card. You want to have, of course, your beast in the graveyard to like make scrap dragon and so on. And this card is also like semi searchable because of the quick spell. Like the basic combo is that you normal your beast, you make damage, and then you dodge like trap cards and so on with chaining the quick spell, and then you get your Chimera back to the hand. And it's like not really that bad to only play two because um, like you have to send one scrap monster with the quick spell card, but if you only like or if you already went through both chimeras, you always can send another beast, but still add the chimera back to the hand. So you don't really run out of resources. Yeah, that's the reason I only play two. It worked fine for me. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. The next thing I see is that your hand trap lineup, which is two Maxi and two Vela,
Mm.
which is probably not the most popular ratio, at least from decks that I saw. Thanks to the Billy Break plant build, where he played three Maxi, one Whaler, and a lot of people copied that. So, what was the reason for double Whaler, double Maxi, especially considering you play the double Fiendish chains, which are effect negation as well?
Mm. Effect Veiler and Fiendish Chain are really strong in this deck because like the main goal of the deck is to sit on your Scrap Dragon and to protect it. And Maxi doesn't do this, like obviously. So you want to protect your cards or especially your Scrap Dragon with something like Veiler or Fiendish Chain. And yeah, that's the reason why I play both at two. Like, of course, in my opinion, you have to run Maxi because it's such a strong card, and there are a lot of combo decks. But yeah, I um, don't run free of Veiler nor Maxi because I didn't really want to commit on one hand trap because I didn't really know what to expect because yeah, you could like play against many control decks like I don't know Hero and then Maxi is dead, or you only play against like combo decks and then Effect Veiler becomes like mediocre. So I played both at two, and yeah, it worked really well for me. And then I side like the third copies of them when I need them. Yeah, this was the reason. And
Okay.
like another last thing, I want to like play a decent amount of hand traps because I don't want like to commit many trap cards because of Heavy Storm, obviously. So I thought like I yeah don't want to play that many real trap cards. Yeah,
So, was that the reason for not main decking the Fiendish chains? Or
I
not
mean like
main decking the
Finn.
third, not main, sorry, not main decking the third Fiendish chain.
Yeah, that's the reason, and this is also the reason why I don't play the third Pawn of the Phantom Beast. Yeah, that's like the you could compare the scrap deck really to the PG stun deck, but like the main difference I at least made for the scrap deck was I don't go heavily into the like back row thing, and that's also the reason why I don't play like protection cards like Starlight Road. Yeah.
Okay. Why didn't you play more backrow destruction, like multiple amnesties?
So only play one heavy summon, one MST because back row don't really affect you that much because you can like pop stuff with Scrap Dragon or because you don't really play that many monsters, you don't get punished that hard with back row. But still, like Heavy Storm is, in my opinion, like a staple, and um, yeah, I still wanted to play like some back row removal, so I basically decided to play two. Yeah, and I think it was pretty solid. I don't want like to commit too hard on spell and trap removal because like decks like Tengu, for example, but especially like the chaos and the agent deck don't run any back row. So it's basically dead cards.
Okay, so for last thing for the main deck, which I find very interesting, is that you main decked the Torrential and
Mm.
side decked the Darko. What was the reason for that?
Um, I find Torrential. I think that even Vargas didn't play Torrential at all, and I personally find that pretty weird because I personally really find Torrential as a big blowout card to punish the opponent, and even like if he normal summons or special summons one monster that you don't like, you can always torrential that, and you can pretty easily dodge the torrential for yourself, either with like Tengu or Scrap Beasts, painting the Scrap Storm. So yeah, I really like Tarantula. Maybe in like a like perfect scenario where your opponent like plays right and didn't overcommit, then maybe Tarantula isn't as good. But like I find that the player like base doesn't play perfectly, and yeah, Tarantula is a perfect card to like punish the opponent. This is also a big thing. You can like play pretty like in a punishing way. I um, I remember that I like set two like really bad back row cards. Then the opponent heavy stormed me, so I could like set the good cards. And yeah, you can make like many plays like this with this deck.
Okay, anything with the side deck? Why did you decide to play Puppet Plants? Was it for the Gravekeeper matchup?
Yeah, especially because of the Gravekeeper matchup, because it's yeah, this is probably the worst matchup for this deck because Necro Valley says no. Yeah, that's the reason for Papa.
Yeah, that's true. Even Vargas mentioned that in his deck profile a
Mm,
lot, but Gravekeeper was a bigger threat in the summer as well, thanks to MST not being at
yeah.
free. I think it was semi-limited and
Mm,
Heavy Stone being banned. But
yeah.
yeah, if you the deck's still going to have a lot of trouble against Gravekeeper or even something like Malefic Drain, which also main decks free Necro Valleys. Um,
Mm,
is there anything you would change in the extra, in the side deck, or in the main deck?
mm. Of course, the side deck depends on what you expect to play against. I like this is a pretty like broad side deck. One thing I really liked in my side deck was the Cyber Dragons. You could um, even think about playing free. It really like over performed. What I did most of the times was like when I went second, I side decked two duality out and put two cyber dragons, cyber dragon in. Even like against matchups where it maybe doesn't make much sense, because the problem, one of the big problem this deck has is that if you don't like draw enough extenders, like combo decks, like agents, for example, really like make big pushes, and you can't do anything about that. So Cyber Dragon helps you to like push yourself and make big plays as well. And that's like a big thing. I really think about side decking like battle hand traps, stuff like Gord and Tragodia, because I basically lost against the first place and the second place, and they played like Dragon Turbo, and the other was Agents, and they basically OTK'd me because my deck was too slow, basically. So I really think about side decking Gords and Tragodia because if they can't kill me, I most of the time cannot grind them. So yeah, I have to make sure that they don't die. And with Heavy Storm and 3 MSTs, it's relatively like hard to keep up. So yeah, that's one thing I would consider. And for the extra deck, most of the stuff is pretty like basic. Funny enough, you have a bit of space issue because you have to play like free Scrap Dragon, but you can fit almost everything in it. And to be honest, like most of the time you just go for your Scrap Dragon because it's by far like the best card in your deck, on your extra deck. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're sometimes limited by Chimera as well, since you can only summon
Yeah,
Scrap Synchros
of
with it.
course.
Or go into an Exceed, but you don't have that much options
Mhm.
in this format. So,
Yeah,
yeah. All right. Um, Thank you very much for the deck profile.
no problem.
And if you guys want to become a citizens of Tengu Plant Town, then make sure to subscribe and join our Discord. Until then, see you later and goodbye.
Bye.